Hey guys, Coach Dave here. I want to talk today about the pressure that the young athletes are feeling out there to perform, not only on the basketball court, but in several sports and in several instances. Over the years, as I have worked with young athletes, I notice more and more pressure that they seem to be feeling on the court. And I've noticed these huge waves of emotion during athletic competition. And as soon as things seem to go a little bit sideways for them, I'm just noticing an overall trend of that worsening during the course of that game and then bleeding into the next game or the next tournament or whatever it may be. So I want to give you a few tips to help alleviate that pressure if you're a young athlete, and if you're a parent watching this, to help your kids get a better understanding that they don't need to feel that pressure. They don't need to have these huge weighted expectations on their shoulders, that they should just be really enjoying this process, and they should be focused on, basically three key things that will help overcome the pressure that they may be feeling that's affecting their performance. The first thing is staying present. And what I mean by that is pressure is built off of fear typically. You may be scared to make a mistake. You may be timid because you had a bad last game. You don't want to disappoint people. It's all things that is kind of fear-based, that are out of the athlete's control. And so one of the best ways to channel that is to make sure that you're always focused on the present moment. You always are where your feet are. That way you're not thinking about the next play and what may happen. And more importantly, you're not thinking about the last play, where there may have been a mistake. You might have had a turnover, a missed open shot, or whatever it may be. Those things pile the pressure on. But if you focus on the present moment and you focus on where your feet are at that exact time, the past, the future, it's gone. It's not coming into your mind to start weighing on you. You really are focused right on the task at hand. One of the key things I teach my athletes is, after they miss a shot or after they notice they're starting to have something go wrong or feeling a little sideways and starting to think about the last play or whatever it is, I just have them ball up their fist on the court really quick and take all that negative energy, squeeze a fist really tight, and then let it go. And then boom, be in the present moment, and that's all that matters. That energy that you had piled up on from the last play or the worry or the concern is now balled up in that fist and released, and it's gone and puts you right in the present moment to focus. The second thing is process over outcome. Now, this is more of a long-term approach, but if an athlete focuses on the process of getting better, the process of competing, rather than the outcome of win or losing games, or whether they played bad or good on a particular game or in a particular half, or maybe in the minutes they got, or instead of focusing and being driven by the outcome of events, focus on the process and make that the important part. Focus on getting better every day. Focus on getting stronger every day. Control what you can control. And you can control the process. You control the process of your workouts, of how hard you work, of your attitude, of your effort, things like that. Focus on the process of the sport, not necessarily the outcome. And the last thing is self-talk. And by self-talk, what I'm talking about is positive self-talk. Now, this sometimes can be a lot harder, and people can sometimes have a concept, especially young athletes, of how to do that when they're going through some tougher times, on how can I possibly tell myself positive things after I've just turned it over 2-3 times in a row, after I've missed a bunch of shots or it's just not my game. How do I continue to do that? Well, it's actually quite simple if it's a constant reminder. And what I mean by that is, say you make a bad play as a young athlete, really just the simple terms of, oh, you're good, or, you know what, I'm good. That was just a simple mistake. We're moving on to the next play. You'll get the next one. Oh, forget about it. You're good. Things like that. Things of reminders that you're in a position to succeed, not to focus on your failure, and just positive self-reinforcement. And for everybody, that's different. It's funny, like, I've worked with hundreds of athletes over the years, if not thousands, and everybody has a little different method to the way they do things. whether it's silently, they just kind of make a body motion to remind themselves to stay positive, or I'll actually see people, as I'm sure you have, who will have full conversations with themselves out there on the court. I was one of those players if I made a bad play or whatever, I would be kind of telling myself on the way back out loud that, hey, I was okay. I was going to get the next one. Just stay confident, keep playing, stay focused. And that was the goal. So those are the 3 key methods to really trying to alleviate some of the pressure our young athletes are feeling. Start simple, start with those 3 things, work on those. Again, be present in all that you do. Focus on the process, not the outcome of individual performances. Focus on the training, focus on getting better. The process is the important part, not those outcomes. And then lastly is positive self-talk. Thanks, and I look forward again to talking next week.